LS. It's not something I'm into, you know? England suck anyway, so there's nothing even here. Like, whoa, we can accidentally score a goal once every 3 games. England! You know? Alright. Top right is going to be Zoun. Bottom left is going to be Hewer. As I saw him back at Industries. So what did Zoun veto? What did Zoun veto for this? I have to think maybe like a Blackburn or something. Yeah, that's kind of interesting in itself. A TV license, yeah. In the UK, if you want to watch TV, if you want to watch live TV, you have to pay a TV license. It's like $100 and something a year. So you need a license to watch TV. It's a complete scam. It's basically the money goes to the BBC or something, right? And they're like, well, we don't run ads on the BBC, like they're the only freaking television channel. So yeah, to watch live television in the UK, you have to pay a license. So it's pretty dumb. An archaic way of doing things. So yeah, I don't watch TV, so hence I don't buy a TV license. Hence, if I want to watch the football, I can't just put the TV on, because I'm literally not allowed by law, you know? Anyways. Yeah, gets it up, and the reactor comes down, and the factory will build. That's going to be seeing the proxy from Zoun. So he's already starting up pretty fancy here. No expansion. I mean, both players are going to start pretty fancy, right? Because neither of them are going to expand right away here on Beckett Industries, which makes sense. It's a super small map. A depth pressure can get a lot done if you expand too quickly. Is that probe trapped, by the way? Or is he just chilling? Is he trapped? Is he chilling? What's going on there? I think he might be trapped, man. Super fast Twilight like this. I mean, do you go super fast Blink? I would imagine you wanted to go super fast Dark Shrine if you hide a Twilight on the map. That probe is just super stuck, man. Oh no! No, I think he wanted to go for a Dark Shrine. Nah, what do you guys think? Do you think he wanted to go for a Dark Shrine and he couldn't get the probe out, so he started Blink? Or do you think he just wanted to go Blink and you just now realized the probe was trapped? Let's see the gateway out on the left-hand side. It's just going to be seen. Obviously, 3-gate Blink is the plan. I think Blink was the plan. You can just put a shrine in the main. You could just put a shrine in the main base, but obviously the whole point of this is so it doesn't get scouted, right? Although the fact it's still on one base, which Terran player wouldn't save a scan anyway. It's just going to be 1 base, 4-gate Blink. I think it's actually more likely he just wanted Blink from the get-go. These Hellions are going to run into it, aren't they? Not quite. They turn left, of course, to get out rather than go into the far corner. So Q doesn't quite know what's up. Building a tank. The problem for Q is that those initial Hellions won't really aid him in any way here either. So these initial Hellions really don't do much. They're going to get chased away. 1 Hellion goes down already. Just going to be seeing our Hellions are going to come back up to the top. So they're going to move through the natural and in toward the main base. A couple Stalkers there are immediately just going to push those Hellions away. So Hellions getting turned around. And now this commands, and they're going to be taking some damage. SCVs have to go running. I mean, I don't mind defending on 1 base here as Q. You're against a 1 base Protoss, so it's not a bad thing to be, you know, held to 1 base for a while. That's okay. The most important thing is you just stay alive and you don't die. What can Zoun actually do here? I think he's probably got to most likely say... I think if anything here, Zoun has to just say, right, I'm going to just continue and expand myself, maybe? Because I don't think continue to be aggressive into these tanks, etc. is going to work out. The fact that Kira just has the later CC and the faster factory definitely helps. The Italians are going to see that trap probe and be like, well, what are you doing there, buddy? Soldiers show up and they're going to save that probe, who is trapped until the warp prism, unless he recalls it, I guess. So you could recall it out, you could warp prism it out later. And the thing is, these Stalkers aren't even doing much to kind of continue on 1 base anymore. Like, tanks are genuinely getting to this low ground This has just not worked at all here from Zoun. Kira's just been way too defensive, way too early in the game. Dude, he's about to have freaking Stim! Like, Stim's halfway done, Combat Shield starting. The first push of this game from Kira is going to be so deadly. And Zoun starting charge and a Templar Archives off of one base economy? Oh my god, what the hell is going on? I think Zoun is in a lot of trouble here, guys. I feel like this is not quite the way that this build was meant to work out. I don't think this was the plan in the slightest. I think a lot of this is thrown off by the fact that Kyo went for the factory before he expanded, though, right? Like, so much of that is so influential, because a lot of the time if you just go for the expansion, then this is still very powerful because of the timings, but because you go factory before expand, even with building the Hellions, that tank comes out nice and quick. That's gonna put some damage out. Probes are taking some damage. Stalkers are gonna get rid of said Hellion as these rocks taking some damage. Maybe these tanks can siege and get the Stalkers. I was gonna say, like, if those tanks were sieged like a second sooner, those Stalkers would have taken a massive volley. As, like I said before, Stim is done. These Stalkers are genuinely in some trouble. This is really not a good situation to be in if you're Zoun. He's getting a good few Marines here, but it's also coming at the cost of Stalkers. I mean, at least with charge, the idea is going to be you can charge on top of the tanks and clean those up quickly. Here come the SCVs. One High Templar Storm on the way. Can you actually get to, like, a single High Templar Storm? The SCVs trying to surround the Stalkers here. Fusel shown up before charge is ready. You need to get rid of that battery, right? And it's gone. It did actually get a lot of healing off, though. It used all of its energy to begin with, so not that bad. We have the one High Templar of Storm to try and save the day. If Kyo just plays this slowly enough, that Storm should never land. There's the Storm, he splits back. That was not good enough, guys. Unfortunately for Zoun, that just ain't going to do it. Now he's going to lose the natural expansion. And this game is going to go the way of Kyo. What a weird way to start the first map of this series. I mean, Beckett Industries, and I guess Zoun allows Beckett to go through knowing it would be map 1 if Kyo is picking first. And knowing that he at least had a plan for it, but yeah, I was a little off from expectations there. GG's and Kyo leads 1-0. San Kyo, second map will be Jack and Nathas. That's definitely Zoun's pick. Then 2000, Oxide, and Blackburn. It's actually a good run of maps. What the hell did you veto, Zoun? Romanticide? What other maps missing, guys? Lightshade? Kyo vetoes Lightshade, Zoun vetoes Romanticide, maybe? No, surely Zoun takes Romanticide and Kyo vetoes Romanticide and Zoun vetoes Lightshade? Maybe? Bottom left is going to be the red Protoss player Zoun. I'm really intrigued by this map order. On the top right, our blue Terran is Kyo. As you see, a Grax. Following a gas, already gas first opening from Kyo, going to be a bit of a faster factory this game. Let's see what he wants to do with that. Grax is going to be finishing then as the SCV comes through. Probe going to get chased around a little bit as we got ourselves set up. So this probe just going to go for a little bit of a wander around, and Orbital Command on the way up. Factory is building. Once again, just a little bit one basey for Kyo to begin with, right? So just staying on that factory before expanding. This time we'll see a more normal game from the Protoss side of things. So we'll see how Zoun deals with this without being committed to, like, a, one base blink attack this time around. Interested to see how this looks as you have the Marine gonna grab a probe. Just gonna take that down. Just going to be seeing a couple of Hellions coming through. Starport still settling down, and trying to see what Q wants to do with that Starport on the left-hand side. He'll get dropping, obviously, with there's a Stargate on the right from Zoun. It's a little bit funky, right? Because what this means is that you're basically setting up into a Zoun, like your Oracle's going to deal damage, probably, yes, guaranteed, but you don't have the Oracle at home to defend it all, so that's going to be quite an issue, I think. I'm going to be seeing the medevac going down the bottom left side. Gonna see the SCVs taking some hits. A couple of SCVs going down then. There you go, the Hellions dropping in. I mean, a few Marines actually going to be pushing that Oracle back, and Zoun is just going to lose a lot of probes here. The Adepts were not in the main base to deal with this at all, and already 10 workers down. We're going to drop to the low ground, and this is the problem of not having the Oracle at home. The Oracle here could have at least chased, over the ledge at least, a little bit. Oh no, these probes are stacked. This is a disaster for Zoun, guys. This is not it at all. Those probes are low HP. Get them out of there. Oh no, 22 dead workers. No, not like this. Oracle comes back in and is just going to go for those SCVs. And the Cyclone shows up, so the Oracle's dead as well. Why not just kick him when he's down? The Adept Shade does go off. The Hellions are able to lift up, go for the natural maybe, where the Adepts are once again not going to be. Can he get enough shots off before the Stalker gets a kill? Kira says maybe not. Leaves one Adept in the main, which is smart because the Hellions only have low HP, right? So you only need one shot to start getting the kills here. And Kira just being very annoying. This is the sort of damage as Zoun you don't recover from, and that's the sort of damage where opening one base to do this has worked out perfectly. This is just rough for Zoun. He starts at Twilight Council. He's got 2 Oracles still. But he is very, very far behind from where he wants to be. Like, he's catching up on workers. But remember that you want to be like 5 workers ahead of Protoss or thereabouts. Not only that, but you're so far behind on army supply now because you've obviously just not been mining properly and all of that, so... This is not looking pretty, guys. This is not looking pretty in the slightest. Skewer looking like he might be able to take a 2-0 lead in the best of 5. What a start that would be from Kua, right? Be fantastic for him. Oracle just come back in, but now double lock-ons to 1 Oracle. I'm kind of surprised by that. I thought he would have got 1 on each. And Zoun just suicides the Oracle. Zoun just says, I don't care about map control, information, or anything. I just must do damage to have a decent shot of having an economy in this game. So that's a conscious decision. That's not just like, oh, I forgot my Oracles and stuff, I don't think. I think that's like I really, really need something like this just to have a chance. I mean, there's the stasis ward going off. Little Hellions repaired up and coming back in. You remember us? It's just going to keep some units out of position, make it easier to push across the map with the rest of this army. As Kira is moving through, doubling the army supply. Stalkers don't have blink yet, so they're limited on their micro as well. Now with the tank setup, it's going to be hard for them to try and contest there. And I guess, to the very least, Kira's going to get a setup. He looks like he's going to set up to the side of the main. I guess he will be able to work his way toward the natural. In fact, he's in range of the natural from that position too. So he is going to start chipping away at the first gateway. And Zoun is playing from pretty far behind right now, guys. Like I said, there's not really much else to add, right? As I'm just going to be seeing this gateway is going to go down. There it is. And these few Adepts coming through. They're going to put some damage on that first tank. Tank does go down. Blink is about to finish up from Zoun. Well, I mean, could have been worse. You could be completely dead right now. Could be completely dead right now. Just gonna see a couple Stalkers blinking in on the other side. I mean, these Vikings, or 1 Viking landed on the ground helps a lot. Tank's still firing away as well. The Cyclone even gets out of range for a moment. New tank showing up. Is it going to bother sieging? Not yet. Kind of moving forward and back, but now actually has a free position to siege. Continue through. I mean, if nothing else. Okay, there's a big blink in, so we're going to commit. He didn't even hit the tank right away, though, so the tank got 2 volleys off before it went down. It's just way too expensive. He does get the last tank with the last shot, but then a new tank shows up, right? I mean, at this point, we're just waiting for Stim to be done, and yeah, Zoun is not having a good one. What I find funny right now, just looking at Zoun's camera, he looks all of a sudden like he's like, "What? I'm not holding this?" It's like, at what point did you think you were going to hold this after losing 20 workers early in the game, right? Like, I'm shocked that Zoun looked so surprised all of a sudden. As though he had complete belief that after that early game, he was kind of meant to have a chance of defending. Yeah, maybe he thought something. Maybe he didn't realize how many he lost. Maybe just, maybe it's just the realization or the acceptance of defeat rather than the realization of defeat. GG. 2000 Atmospheres, game number 3 of the series. Yo, Snoopy T7, thank you very much for the $5 donation. So Zoun, reverse sweep, let's go. Let's see if he can do it. I'm waiting for the screen to disappear. As we're on 2000 Atmospheres. Here's in the bottom left, our right Terran. Zoun is in the upper right. Oh, a blue Protoss. To get this underway. Two already just came in. Yeah, these games are fast and furious, bro. These two have not been messing around. Well, Kira hasn't been messing around. Zoun, unfortunately, is looking a little bit worse for wears. Probe's going in. Rax is about to finish up. Being chased around SCV. Doing a decent job of chasing. Not bad, not bad. Nothing crazy just yet, yo. A permanent stasis could be used to wall off an opponent's ramp. Yeah, right? Like, yeah, this is just it'd have to be something like it envelops a unit in stasis and after 10 seconds they die or something. That's going to be seen. Our Adept is warping in then. Going to be Chrono Boosted out. Warp Gate coming up. Twilight Council building from Zoun at the moment. So, opening with the Twilight. Did they just swap around on the cameras, by the way? Zoun was on the left before, right? Did they swap colors from last game? I don't think so. Interesting. They did swap from left to right. They swapped left to right, but did they swap colors? I'm wondering if like they swapped colors and so Q is now on the left because of that, but I don't think so. I seem to remember red Hellions running around. They swapped both? Oh really? Oh, that's why then. It's not that exciting then. Rip. I was gonna be like that you're moving people around. I seem to think that the Hellions were red. I have no idea. Completely forgot the colors of the players. I ain't no Rotterdam, that's for sure, guys. My memory ain't as good as Roddy's. He ain't no Rotterdam. Da 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 da. They're morphing in. Battery gonna go down as we get ourselves set up. I think about halfway done as we just have... I mean, really, most standard games so far, right? Q actually took an expansion. Zoun expanded. Blink's on the way. Funny thing is, this is not going to be anything like a anything overly aggressive, right? Just the Widow Mine drop into the follow-up. I mean, yes, it's just straight up standard TvP. There we go. These Widow Mines start dropping. Blink ain't done. Uh-oh. Adapt, probes, and the Hellions are here too. Super Battery keeping the Hellions, the probes alive as best they can against those Hellions. But it can really only do so much. Seven workers down already. It's definitely a little bit tough, that's for sure. It's just going to be seeing the Observer still coming through. The couple probes on the way out. That Raven building from Kira as well. And we'll drop down a bunker just in the main base. So Kira establishing a bit of a defense in case of a counterattack. He still has the Medevac on the top side. I believe that's got the Hellions inside it, right? Or a Hellion? Or is it still a mine? No, it's just one Hellion. Gonna come through and see if we can get an additional probe. The answer to that is nope. A good try. May as well give it a go, right? No harm in trying. Look at all these SCVs set to... oh, that was cute. Jumps an SCV into the bunker a second time. Oh my god. Tiger is actually pretty cute from Q. He probably does save an SCV or two because of it. Wow. Q, showing off a little bit right there. Like, yeah, okay, you don't save all the SCVs, but that would have been like at least a couple more kills, right? Observer trying to provide the vision, but with a tank in the main, now a tank to the low ground, I don't think Zoun can really do much there, so I think Kira is going to be able to survive. And see another day as the Robo-Bay finishes up from Zoun. He goes straight to Colossi, so that's not too surprising either. It's coming over, a couple of tanks going to set up. Just going to see the first stalk going down. Uh-oh, Stim in a little bit of trouble right now. So Stim is taking some hits. SCVs are going to pull in to try and repair that Stim back up. And Stim is going to be brought back up to health. Stalker's is going to recall back to the top side of the map. And a couple more Stalkers going to be warping in. All those additional gateways coming through here from Zoun as well, so... yeah, just setting up for that. I mean, here we go. A push from Kua. Coming through a little bit. And this tank gets rid of one of the Stalkers. Interference Matrix on the Colossus. Is this third base just dead? Maybe not dead, but the trade-out's going to be pretty bad right for Zoun. I mean, he's out of range of the tanks now, finally, as these Marines will run, knowing the Colossus is coming back. Get out of there! I mean, 9 probes. Super Battery activated already, too. And the good news is, obviously, okay, he's actually going to get a fight here with the Super Battery still active. Necessary with those tanks still shelling away that Colossus. Oh, the tanks are doing so much damage. A third one showing up as well. Not a lot of bio units left over here. Zealots would be kind of fantastic because the tanks just don't do as well against Zealots. That Nexus is genuinely starting to go very low. Might go down. What are we going to do here? Going to target down. Colossus doesn't... okay, he just gets it with the final tank shots. The base survives as... oh my god, there was another tank back here. Didn't even see that when it was hidden behind the cameras. I mean, Zoun turns it around, but at a huge cost. And I mean, that Nexus is low. That's not just going to magically regenerate shields. I guess the battery could heal it up in a little bit when it gets some more energy back. But yeah, I mean, this is just looking great for Kyo once again. Everything kind of joining up, moving towards the third base and just kind of setting up over there. Our facility finishes up and just going to be seeing a couple tanks sieged. By and spreading out a little bit. Moving down the bottom side, a little bit of a push in as Kua. I mean, he's set up to defend. Zoun ain't building anything, by the way. Let's see if Kua can get the defense that he needs right now. SCVs are going to start pulling in, recognizing the need to just defend. You're going to be okay. The Vikings get rid of the Colossus. The turret helped get rid of the Colossus too, by the way. Zoun's attack is withering. It's failing. It's falling. There's a new round of Zealots on the way up. Only 7 SCVs killed doesn't really make up for what happened before. The Vikings on the ground tanking a little bit too. Now a few more SCVs going down, but Kira has the Marine and Marauder count. So just shut Zoun down. Unfortunately for Zoun, he's gonna drop out of this event. Man, these round of 8 matches were just not very... This series wasn't a bad series, but it was just... It wasn't a thriller, right? And I feel like all of the round of 8s of this tournament have been a little bit lackluster. Trap Sour was kind of cool. But yeah, everything else is kind of like, eh, whatever, you know? Disruptor on the way through. I mean, I like that from Zoun. If you're behind, get the disruptors going, but he committed so much to attacking here. He didn't start up upgrades on the forges or anything, and his work account still isn't brilliant. It looks as though we're going to be seeing a push now from here that... I mean, disruptors are hard to attack into, so maybe the disruptors can buy you the time as Zoun to stay alive, but that's basically what you're relying on right here. That's the situation we're sitting in at the moment. Yes, CVs drop off. We are going to see Kira pushing out up to the top side. As our Nexus dropping down on the 4th base. A little bit of a... Well, Lane goes down. Marine goes down right there. And again, it's just really waiting for Kira to be comfortable to take the fight, right? He's got to avoid those disruptors. He's got to be careful with how he, you know, progresses. I believe he just had to rescan. He had to kill the Observer over there. It doesn't mean that Zoun knows where Kira's army is. He's hunting with those disruptors. He wants the shots to try and make this a miracle defense, the turnaround that you don't expect to see. Disruptor shot fires here, does not connect just yet. The disruptor is really hunting. Kira sees it, by the way. He literally sees this disruptor just running at him. No way. I mean... Okay. He does kill it, by the way. Does go off, so... He's just going to mass drop into the main. I feel like Kira's doing this way more complicatedly than it needs to be. Like, was this ever necessary? No, not really, but I mean, I guess it works. But now you just lost your siege tanks. I guess you're going to kill so much in Kira's and Zoun's main base that maybe that don't matter, but... Yeah, I mean, this is one way of avoiding having to fight disruptors, right? You run around like this, disruptors don't get a chance. 1-1 upgrades, yeah, it would have been nice to have those, wouldn't it? He actually stopped targeting the +1 attack, thinking, I believe, that he wasn't going to get it. Now disruptor shots are landing. Didn't lift up in time. He was still very far ahead. He killed 14 probes. He's rallying an army to the upper left as well. There's been a few Zealots running by. They might cancel a 4th base. Actually got a kill on a 4th base. Akira looking elsewhere as he runs into the top. Remember that this base is still low from earlier. Kills the super battery, kills the first disruptor, dies for the second, doesn't get it in time. Will get the 3rd though. That base still alive, by the way, as +1 armor might actually get a chance to finish too. Yo, why aren't we going for the freaking forge that's upgrading, that you can still see upgrading? Okay, he actually depowered it with that pylon, so that actually was not a bad call. At 6 seconds to go, and that's Blizzard seconds too, so that's like 3 or 4 real seconds. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to dive back on this Colossus, nothing to protect it. Right, it runs and it gets away, and Q's durbing his units in. Unable to catch it, wow. And some SCVs going down the counter. Honestly, I just feel like Q made this game more complicated than it needed to be, right? It just wasn't really necessary. But, you know what I mean? Like, if he just pushed, dodged 2 disruptor shots, this game would be over. And maybe it's over anyway, don't get me wrong. It just felt like the more complicated way. Because he had to dodge disruptors anyway to make all this happen, right? Well, this does mean, guys, we're going to have a TVZ and a TvP in the semi-finals of the next event as Kira does advance through, taking down Zoun here, GG's, and that will do it. Kira 3-0 to wrap up the quarterfinals of the NetEase Esports X Tournaments 21-21 SC2 Masters Season 1.